Germany with a GDP of 4.4 trillion, UK with a GDP of about 3.3 trillion, and France with about 3.03 trillion. You're getting over 10 trillion, and we're about 400. So they are 25 times more. Why? Because we have a leadership that where we engulf with waste and consumption, no production.
I understand that the presidential yacht has already been delivered. The deal has been signed, but signed and delivered but not paid.
Over the week, we had a lot of reaction, especially to the presidential yacht that is to be purchased for the president under the supplementary budget. The government came out to clear the air, saying that this was part of the 2023 budget in the first place that was signed by the past administration. And Ali Ndume, that appeared on Arise Television on Friday, made this expressly clear that this has been purchased, have been signed, deal, everything, and been delivered. But unfortunately, Nigeria have not yet paid. Now, let's go to the facts about this presidential yacht. But before I come to that, let me also let you know that His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, speaking during the week, and he talks about consumption and production, and why Nigeria continue to live in this high level of backwardness is as a result of our kind of leaders that never, do anything that will bring us out of consumption to production.
So whenever you're talking about your policy of pulling people out of poverty or creating jobs for those people, it's simple. If you move the country from consumption to production, you create a job for people. It's simple. As long as we live where we get up in the morning, all we are thinking is how to buy this and buy that, consume that and consume that, do this ceremony and do that ceremony, it will not work.
But before I give you the full clip of that, let's listen to what Ali Ndume said in regards to this presidential yacht. And I will give you the fact that he was lying. So please, you stay with me to the end of this video, and I'll break it down for you, the budget for the Navy, the Ministry of Defense for 2023, and also the supplementary budget that has been sent to the National Assembly by the presidency, of which it has been passed already to enable him spend this money, because he has few weeks to spend this money, according to Ali Ndume.
Issue of presidential yacht, let me clearly say it, it's not the initiative of the government of President Tinubu. It was already in the budget, or 2023 budget, as of Navy. And when they came for the budget defense, we saw that amount, we queried it actually, and the clarification we got from them is that this is like a committed cost that they need to pay, because most of these products that you see or items that you find in the budget are dollar-based, while our budget is in naira. And that's why you see the prices of things or even the budget escalating, because the rate of the exchange rate has gone up from the estimated 750, now it's about 800. So you can see the difference. I mean, 435, well, the budget was predicated on 435 or thereabout. But now it's about 800 and something, even at the bank rate. So when we asked those questions, the Navy provided explanation, especially clarifying that this is not a new item, so to say, because I know that the president, by his nature, is not a luxurious person, so I don't think he will go for that. But anyway, we felt that at this time, that 5 billion going for that is inadequate. And in the House of Rep, they felt this, different, and they felt that that should completely be removed and added to the 5 billion that is provided for 5.6, I think, for the student loan, which is one of the critical things in the supplementary budget. And as you rightly said, we are harmonizing on that. And the Navy also believes that that is not their area of priority. But the thing is, because you have a committed cost and it has foreign exchange implication, and they felt that the commitment has to be met, especially when I understand that the presidential yacht has already been delivered. The deal has been signed, but signed and delivered but not paid.
Now, you've heard Ali Ndume, one of the senators representing Borno State. Now, let's tell ourselves the truth. When I saw this, I was trying to find out if the 2023 budget signed by former President Muhammadu Buhari before he left office. The budget was signed on the 3rd of January 2023. And I was trying to understand, the budget for the Navy and the budget for the Ministry of Defense. And I searched all through the internet to see where they are trying to acquire the presidential yacht under the past administration. But unfortunately, I couldn't see anything until I come across an article, and then I saw this breakdown of everything that was submitted before the Senate and House of Assembly, of which it was approved on the 3rd of January 2023. So now, the Nigerian Navy, being a component of the Ministry of Defense, has its total budgetary proposal captured in the Ministry of Budget. The Navy was allocated 189,719,615,183 naira for both recurrent and capital expenditure for the year. This includes 22,768,880,735 naira for overhead costs, while 136,474,920,215 naira for recurrent expenditure, and 53,315,694,968 naira for capital expenditure, with all the line items clearly stated in the budget, including the procurement of certain security equipment and construction of various amenities. There is nowhere a yacht was mentioned directly or indirectly as something the Navy intended to procure. Now, we went to the website of the Navy. We couldn't find anything, but at the budgetary website, the Nigerian budget website, we went there. Then we saw this graphic. You can see it up there. You see where everything was outlined for the 2023 budget. Now, the second one is the supplementary budget, where the presidential yacht was, captured. Now, Ali Yudume claimed, when you look at the way he was talking, there is this truth, that whenever somebody is stocking and too plenty and, trying to get his way across, his thoughts across, it's largely believed that he might be lying. Now, I can't imagine that in the budget allocated for 2023, presidential yacht was mentioned in that budget and nobody talks about it under President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. I was so surprised. So when I saw the clarity and the Navy came and said, this and that and all of that, so I was surprised, like, no, this is not possible. So I have to do this check. And I found out that he was totally lying. Now, under the last administration, we witnessed a lot of rubber stamp, and that was what happened that put Nigeria into the level of debt that we find ourselves today. And now we are about to see, or we already seen the same thing under this current administration, where the Senate president is not giving the senators time to debate on particular issues like this. Imagine going to borrow so much money. Imagine acquiring something that you don't actually need. Now, if you look at this video, well, I brought to you what Mr. Peter Obi talked about, that Nigeria have no issue, nothing is disturbing Nigeria, Nigeria is fine and all of that. Now, if you can, watch this video again, and you see where I brought to you that there are 3 countries in Africa that has submarine. South Africa is one, Algeria is another one, and then Egypt is another one that has submarine. Our Navy don't have submarine. We need submarine. If there is anything that you needed so much, is the submarine. You need submarine. You need some of those equipment, to defend your waterways, to defend this country. Not going to get a presidential yacht. They're now putting this on Navy, But if you ask me, why putting it on Navy? Because these people are appointed by the president as well. So who is going to challenge? Who is going to come out and say, no, this is the truth. Nobody will say anything. Then I'll say it was signed under the last administration. Remember, it is the same senators who were in the last administration. Okay, now the committee chairman of the procurement, for House of Rep member, said that they are not aware that any presidential yacht was, deliberated upon, has been purchased, sealed, and signed. They are not aware of that. They're going to investigate that and all of that. You see, look at contradictory statement. Now, Ali Ndume is talking about commitment cost. What is commitment cost? What is he talking about commitment? Commitment to what? Who commits who? Over what? This is what Peter Obi, as I always say, we talk about, during the campaign, after the campaign, and even up to date, that the rascality that we have in our leadership or in our government is the reason why we continue to buy and spend money on things that we don't actually need. What do you think about this? Remember I said, don't always jump up to different politicians because they don't really care about you. They only care about their pocket. But come to think about this. Are you now clear? Do you now understand that Nigerians are about to be scammed for 5 billion naira? But before I go, don't forget that this 5 billion naira that was meant for the presidential yacht has been moved to the student loan. I will talk about that in our next video. Thank you for watching.